My gorgeous Facebook world, welcome to my beachfront home. My home is half a block away from here, and this is where I come out to meditate, to center, to ground. I bring my little journal, I do my morning practice, and the water, it soothes me. It reminds me that all is well. It is one of my manifestation secrets, to be honest. And so by the way, when you join, say hi. Good morning, Karina. Tell me hi, and I want you to tell me, tell me where you're joining from. I want you to tell me if you have ever experienced a miracle. If you have ever experienced anything that you would describe as a miracle. It could be a recovery from an illness. It could be receiving some money. It could be getting a job. It could be, not getting on that plane that ended up, crashing. It could be anything that you could constitute as a miracle. Let me know if you have ever lived a miracle, because I have made it my business to talk about miracles. I did the Manifest Miracles Challenge last May, and it was epic. We had a couple of thousand people that went through the challenge together, and it was incredible the kind of shifts that they saw. And so today I want to talk about my miracles, the miracles that I have lived in my life, and how now I can do it deliberately. I mean, my life is now a series of miracles, day in, day out. And I would have never believed this to be possible if I hadn't lived it, right? I am a very scientific studier of law of attraction, or not so scientific as much as experiential. If it works for me, I share it with you and I teach it. If it doesn't work for me, I'm never going to talk about it again, right? Welcome, Brooke. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying about the miracles. I sold out my group course in one day. Woohoo! Karina is in my Master Your Life Academy, and you've done a mastermind with me, and I think, did you come to the Manifest Miracles workshop, Karina? Because of course you did. Of course you did, my love. You know how to manifest miracles. And Danielle is saying, good morning, Windsor, Colorado. Oh my God, it's colder there, I'm sure, than here. Hope you're bundled up. Manifested 2 cars. Oh my God, yes. Did you need 2 cars? How did it happen? I want to know more. Brooke, what miracles have you manifested? Kristen, welcome. So those of you who have been with me for a while might have heard about some of my miracles. Those that are new may not have. So I'll talk about them because it almost seems crazy to me when I talk about it. And there's so many miracles. I just picked a couple right now, right? The first one was $40,000. And the way that $40,000 came, not earning it, it came totally out of left field, and it was last year. And we had said a big yes, and we moved into this crazy, amazing mansion. It was 3,400 square feet. It was beautiful on top of a hill. And we said yes to paying more rent than we've ever paid. We basically doubled our rent. We went from paying $2,000 in rent to $4,000 in rent per month. And we were like, my husband and I, how are we gonna make this work? And it just felt so right, we did it. Well, we moved in, and it was a bit of a challenge, I have to admit, emotionally and psychologically and financially, to pay that much, but we just felt it was so right for us. And we had people telling us, oh, you should be saving for a house and blah, 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 like, my parents and well-meaning loved ones. And we just knew that it wasn't about for show. We weren't trying to keep up with the Joneses. This house just had every single thing that we wanted, and it came to us in such a miraculous way. That's a whole other story, how the house showed up. We weren't even looking in that area. There's so many miracles along the way. When we met the owner of the house, it just felt so right. And he actually gave us a little cut break on a rent. It really should have been like $5,000 a month. And so we said yes to it, and we were living in this house, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks before we were supposed to move into the house, we get a notice, which was crazy because we just signed the lease. We already said we're moving out of our old house. We're already packing our furniture and everything, right? I've already got the movers. I get a notice saying this house is going into foreclosure. I'm like, what? Then we found out that the owner is not the actual owner, blah, blah, blah. It's a long story. It's crazy how the series of events happened. So he says, listen, let's upgrade to a 2-year lease. I will give you a bigger break in rent. I will give you your deposit back in the second year. So we wrote in that the lease would be less in the second year. And that way you're secure. So even if the house forecloses, even if I can't keep it, then you're covered. So that's exactly what happened. We ended up living in that house for about a year. When the foreclosure started happening, somebody bought it out and they wanted to resell it. They didn't want to lease it to anyone. So guess what, you guys? We got 6 months of rent for free. So that's 6 months at $4,000. And then we got $21,000 in cash payout to move out in 90 days. That is how it's actually over 40,000, isn't it? That is how it's, I mean, that, and then, I can't even stop there. We were looking for another house. We couldn't find anything. We started looking anywhere from north of Long Beach all the way down to San Diego. I mean, looking. We almost signed a lease on this crazy house down in Del Mar, and weren't sure if we wanted to pick up our lives and move over there, but we just weren't finding anything in Long Beach. It was down to, I kid you not, 3 weeks before we had to move out. We had 90 days, right? I'm pregnant. I'm like 6.5 months pregnant. And I just had to go into that place, which is what I want to talk about in the Manifest Miracles Challenge. How do you stay in the space of a miracle before it's happened, right? How do you stay in a place of trust? How do you stay in a place of possibility when there is no evidence for it, right? So I'm sitting there, super pregnant, thinking this always works out for me. It always works out for me. I do some of my voodoo that I do, things that I will teach you. They're not voodoo. Some of my alignment practices. And I kid you not, we found a house and we signed a lease 2 weeks before our move out date. We moved into our dream beach home a block away from here with a rooftop that has this view. Actually, I haven't been on my rooftop very much. I should record some of my videos from over there. And it's incredible how perfect the timing was, because the other house that was on top of a hill and was this huge mansion would have been so hard for me to upkeep, and I was so isolated there. I was literally like a queen sitting on top of my mountain. Versus here, I'm so close to everything. I get the bay as my meditation backyard. I have the ocean a block away. I have every single restaurant I could possibly want here in Belmont Shore. I mean, we can walk. My kids' school, if you look right there where that big building is, 1 block away from there is my kids' elementary school. So I can walk my kids to school. With having a baby and being here has been so priceless. And I'm telling you, this was a miracle that did not seem possible. But this is the thing about miracles. They seem impossible until somebody does them. Then they're just a fact. Then it's my reality, right? Then it's what I am doing here. So if you want to understand miracles, tag a couple of friends, invite them here, invite them to the 7-day Manifest Miracles Challenge. But I will give you a couple of tips right now before we even start the challenge. You know, it requires you to create a sense of possibility that is beyond what you have lived or what you have seen anybody else live. These are the kinds of stories that we're all inspired by, right? Like the underdog, a kid growing up in the ghetto, poor, having a vision of going to college or solving a world problem, curing some disease. They have to have the vision so vividly in them. Walt Disney is a great example. He was rejected so many effing times, but his dream, his vision, his desire was pulsing so strongly in him. It was like a reality in his mind, to the point where it created a brand new reality that we all get to enjoy. Think of the legacy that Walt Disney left, right? Everybody knows about his characters, about the resorts, about the cartoons. That is the power of holding a vision in such a aligned and clear way, having so much permission for yourself to believe in your chosen reality that may not be the reality so far for anyone you know or yourself. But if you can conceive it in your mind and hold it in your heart, you will enjoy it in your hand. I promise, right? And this is the thing that I saw in the Manifest Miracles Challenge over and over and over again. Last time it was a 14-day challenge. I realized that that was just too exhausting for me. So we're doing a 7-day challenge where every single day I'm giving you a prompt, a practice prompt, and then we do a live video where I answer your questions and I talk about that specific prompt. So I hope you are all joining the Manifest Miracles Challenge so that you can learn how to Shift your mind to such a bigger sense of possibility so that you are bigger than any problem, right? Don't ask for smaller problems. Ask to be a bigger you that can be on top of any problem, and they seem small. Welcome, 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 guys. Let me take a look at some of your comments and see if you have any questions about anything I said. If you want me to go into any depth, I mean, I could talk forever about manifestations, right? I mean, my twin home birth, right? I ended up having twins over 6 days. They were born 33 hours apart. We've been published everywhere about our birth story. I mean, that is maybe the biggest miracle I've ever lived, because that is not something that's possible that I've ever heard of, still have never heard of, right? My kids have different birthdays. We just celebrated their birthdays a couple of months ago. Yes, Karina, I know you did the Manifest Miracles workshops, and yes, thank you. Mwah. Lauren just finished a mastermind with me. I bet Lauren has a few things to say about miracles. Danielle, yes, I needed a new car, as did my husband, and now we have 2 brand new cars. Woo! You know what, Danielle? Let me tell you something, girlfriend. I've had my Lexi, it's a beautiful Lexus SUV, for so long, and she's so beat up, and I love her so much because my kids have destroyed it, right? I have 6-year-old twins, and I was just thinking, I want a new car, but then they're gonna crap it up, right? And I want a smaller car. And so I have not gotten a new car because my husband would have to get a bigger car so I could get a smaller car, because I don't really love, you know, big SUVs. To make a long story short, everything is lining up so perfectly that his work, he gets a car from his work. His work is now, just this year, started allowing bigger cars. So he's almost up to whatever renewal after 3 years or whatever at his work. He's getting a bigger car, and now I'm getting a newer car. But let me tell you, there was some resistance, because I was like, why get a new car? My kids are just gonna crap it up. Even though my beautiful Lexi, who is so reliable and I adore her, and she's actually in really good shape still, has like door locks that aren't working, and you know, like quirks, antenna that won't go down. And I was like, why get a new car? My kids are gonna destroy it. And then I realized that was an upper limit problem. Upper limit problems come up so much. It's like, I couldn't allow myself to have this nice thing because it might get effed up. And I was like, nah. Mama's getting an Audi. I'm gonna go test drive some cars in a couple of months when I can leave the baby for a little bit longer. So I love that you are sharing your manifestation of a car, because you are reflecting back to me my reality. So guess what? You just gave me a wink wink from the universe through your words, because I'm ready for the new cars. And you know what? It becomes so fun to have these winks from the universe in this way. Yes, Brooke, total miracle. You know, Brooke, I've been telling you as we work together that it really is possible to have anything you want, but it does require holding it in your mind so clearly that the old reality that was shitty, that was crappy. Let me give you a hint about a new home if anybody wants a new home. The house that we were in before the mansions and the beach pads was very old. It was a beautiful home. We had a great yard, but it was sold. It was literally over 100 years old. And that house was 1906, and then the mansion we moved in was 2006. And I told my husband, we just moved up 100 years, right? So I had a hard time not being upset at the old shit everywhere, and the fact that the bathroom was so tiny, and there were 4 of us at the time, and I was just, you know, it's really easy to be like, I don't have enough space for this, and this sucks. And it was in my reality, and it literally took me, I would say, a good 6 months of training my mind to focus on what I was appreciating about the house. So yes, there was one tiny bathroom, but I just kept telling myself, I'm so glad I have a bathroom and hot water. And even if I couldn't focus on the bathroom, I would focus on the beautiful yard that we have. Still to this day, that house had the best yard, and that we live on this street and we live in this neighborhood. And I just kept focusing on what was working, because that was preparing me to receive what I wanted. And I gotta tell you, living in that teeny bathroom, it was literally, we couldn't even like all fit in the bathroom, has now manifested in the most incredible bathrooms in my last 2 homes. I mean, the bathroom in the mansion house was like, we could fit 10 people in the shower, just in the shower. The tub was huge. The whole bathroom was like a room. It's like literally a room that was a bathroom. Now my bathrooms are so gorgeous with this incredible, what do you call it, granite everywhere and everything. So that not having them launched the desires, right? So I knew I wanted something better. To align with it is a whole other practical art, right? So yeah, tell me what miracles would you like to see in your life that isn't here yet? Just the act of you saying it, and maybe I can say a few words about it, is already establishing that reality, is already help you own it a little more. So let me know, what miracle do you want to see in your life? And again, if you are here, if you are benefiting from this, please, please, please share this video. It would mean so much to me. It would mean so much to me to have your friends benefit from this content and invite them to the Manifest Miracles Challenge. Danielle saying, I would love to manifest more miracles. Yes! By the way, the challenge is totally free, and it starts on January 16th. Welcome, Nicole. I am nothing if I'm not contagious, right? I am so lit up about everything. Yes, Jennifer. Yes, yes, yes. A new car. New car for you. I feel like Oprah. New car for everyone. Oh, Cindy, you're in Long Beach. It is a magical city. I mean, look at the view, right? Phenomenal. The challenge last year was so good. Thank you, Pauline. I'm sorry, mispronouncing your name. Oh, it's the best challenge you've ever done. Oh my God, thank you so much. I'm gonna take a screenshot of what you wrote and share it because that is so beautiful. You gave me a lot of permission to be more of who I really am and what I want. And so much happiness happened last year. Tell me what happened last year. I wanna know. Those of you that did the challenge, tell me what happened so that I can share it with people who are thinking about joining, but then, you know, people are so inundated nowadays with challenges and webinars and blah, blah, blah. You all know, I deliver content. Yes, there's a program that I'm going to offer you at the end. You don't have to buy the program. Just do the practices and benefit. Pay me with your results. You know what I mean? That is what I want. I actually want you to see a shift in your life. Karina saying, I recognize these upper limits much easier now. Oh man, that is key, isn't it? Nicole saying, I wasn't ready last year to really tap into my potential. I'm there now in the effing vortex, baby. You know it. You know it. Oh my God, Brooke, you're just giving me another wink from the universe. You got the Audi Q5. That is, I have never driven an Audi. I've been in Audis, but I got to go test drive it first before I decide. I mean, there's a bunch of other cars I like. I'm not really a car person. I'm not really, I mean, you guys know, like, I'd rather have a cute vintage sweater than I would like a designer whatever. You know, it's funny because the more money that I manifest, it's not like I really like go and do something. We do spend a lot on where we live. We do spend a lot on eating amazing food and travel. But like stuff, I'm just like, yeah. But I'm excited to drive my Audi, you know, and see how high I can take it on the highway. I'm a little bit of a lead foot. Karina saying, I was stuck in my little Scion yesterday because my locks wouldn't work. I was sitting in for about 5 minutes, was cracking up, thinking, oh, universe, you need a humor. I need a new car. Isn't it funny how sometimes you get what you want and sometimes you get what's in the way of what you want to get you even closer to what you want by clearing it? Tie your arms down is too distracting. That is hilarious. I bless you, Nikki. You clearly have something to work out if that's the comments you're making. Woohoo, Sarah, launching my new program. I want 100 people. I see it for you, girl. Do the Manifest Miracles Challenge. Let's make it happen. Or more like make it welcome. That's another key. That's another part of the challenge. Okay, you guys have so many comments. I just realized I got to get back. I have a meeting. But all my love to you. I cannot wait to help you manifest more miracles. Comment below if you're watching this as a replay what miracles you want. I will comment back. I will hold the vision for you. And for sure, join the challenge. It's louderschleifer.com/challenge. Easy peasy. Sign up. We start on January 16th. All my love. Mwah!